Yo, it's going down. Back at you with another episode. Huh. I was in there packing. As you can see, the bookshelves are getting empty. So that means I'm on the way out. The pictures are off the wall. I'm on the way out. The containers are behind me. I'm on the way out. You know? It's time to GO, man. Smash the like button. Thought I would come on a little for a couple minutes. She was popping, yo. Oh man. What's really going on out in these streets? Hopefully you're not living where I'm living at. Because I'm about to be out of here. And I'm happy, man. I'm happy that I'm leaving. Happy. It's a nice place to visit. But I can't live here for the rest of my life. You dig? It's time to go, man. Time to move on to bigger and better things. That's why they say the game is sold, not told. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The game is to be sold, not told. Yeah. You know, a lot of which brings me to my topic. A lot of people say, hey, if you go overseas to another country, you don't need no game. All you got to do is be yourself. I don't necessarily agree with that. Under what context? I mean, if you don't know who you are, if you go overseas, oh my God. What does that really mean when people say, hey, you just be yourself? Hell, I am who I am. I am the game. I'm not making up anything. I'm not trying to be anybody else. I'm trying to be myself. I'm trying to be the best I can be at all times. I'm not trying to imitate or using pickup lines and all this silly shit that a lot of people be talking about. What are they really saying when they say, hey, you don't really need no game when you go overseas? Look, man, there's no perfect. Hey, let's get into reality for a second. There's no perfect place on this planet. So if you leave America and you go to some other country, I don't care if it's for a vacation or long-term stay or whatever. There's no perfect place on this planet. I've never been to a perfect country, perfect nation. Doesn't exist. So if you're on the outside going in, you don't know the culture, you don't speak the language, you're going to get taken advantage of if you stay there long enough. That's just a part of the game. That's just what it is. You can't get around it either. You can't say, hell, I'm not never going to get used. You are. If you stay there long enough, some man, some woman, somebody's going to take advantage of you. And you might never know it. That's the best part about it. You might never know if you got taken advantage of or not. Why? Because you don't know the culture. You don't know everything. You're not going to know everything until you immerse yourself into that culture, until you meet local people, until you start spending time around those people, until you learn the language. That's just what it is. But people want to make it seem like it's all good, man, if you once you leave America. No. Some of these countries are very, it's like the wild, wild west. It's like, it's wide open in some of these countries. Some of these cities, even some of the cities within these countries, it's wide open. So if it's wide open, you know it's going to be a bunch of scam artists is going on, a bunch of drug pushing, a bunch of pill popping, a bunch of women dropping pills in your drink. I mean, that's just what it is. It's been, I've heard about this shit since the 90s. And it's probably been people that heard about it even, in the 70s and 80s before me. This is nothing new, man. You got to have street etiquette. You got to have street smarts when you go to these other places. Especially if you go to these other places. You can't go over there, these other places and think that, if I just be cool and be nice, the girl, she'll take care of me. You're naive if you think like that. Oh, if I'm nice to her, she'll be cool with me automatically. You're naive if you think that way. These people don't think like that. I used to think like this when I was younger. If you cool with me, I'm cool with you. If you treat me good, I treat you good, so you must like me. If you talk to me, you must like me. There's people that think, it's guys that think like this. There's some woman at the job right now, some white woman at the job right now that talks to him every 5 days a week at work. And he swears that she likes him. There's guys that think like this. There's guys that think like this, man. There's guys that say, she let me smash. She likes me. She lets you smash. Doesn't really mean anything. Maybe she just wanted to have a good time. Hey, I'm telling you, man. That doesn't mean anything. I mean, maybe you had a good time. Great. Don't be acting like, hey, she wants to get to know me better, and maybe we can have a relationship. No, don't be thinking like that. No, it It doesn't work like that most of the time. It's smash the like button. Smash the like button. Yeah. Hey, tell him Mississippi in the house. Tell him. She's only making conversation. Exactly. That's just a part of the job. That's all it is. I'm gonna be nice to the little Negro. You know, that is that mentality, way of thinking. When you're nice to the little Negro, you know. That's all it is. She'll come in the morning. Hey, good morning. Good afternoon. And when it's time for her to go home, have a nice day. Hey, if it's a Friday, have a nice weekend. That's just a part of the job. But check this out. That same person, that same white woman, if you see her outside of work, I'm telling you, there's a good chance she will walk past you like you're fucking invisible. I'm telling you, I've seen this happen and I've experienced it. She will walk past you on the street, in the grocery store, like you invisible. I'm telling you, it happens all the time in America. Now, the only way, let me tell you what I would say is this. If she likes you, she'll speak. I'll say that. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. If she likes you, she'll speak. I'll give you that. However, check this out. If she's with her husband, she ain't saying shit to you. She ain't saying nothing to you if she's with her husband or her boyfriend. You can forget about that. Because if she speaks to you, if she's with her husband or her boyfriend, she got to have some explaining to do. You're like, hey, who's that guy? Who's the black guy? She don't want that smoke. She gotta have some explaining to do. This is the type of stuff you have to know. It's good to know these types of things. Almost nobody has told me any of this bullshit. I learned this shit the hard way. I learned this stuff through experience. No one ever told me everything I just told you the past 5 minutes. Nobody ever told me this. I've learned through the streets of hard knocks. Nobody ever talks about the politics of relationships. Nobody ever talks about it. Some poor little simp run and tell dudes outside the job, telling guys the way she speak and look at me. She wants me. Nah, your image, you imagine things like little. Yeah, man. That's just a part of the job. That's all that is. That's how they look at it. So you have to, when you're on the job, you have to understand your coworkers, the ones you like hanging around. You got old Becky and Amy, Elizabeth and Amanda and Eric, your co-workers that you like, see, they have two types of relationships with you on the job. It's a business relationship and a personal relationship. And they usually don't mix them both. That's usually how that goes. You got the AC on this motherfucker? Crazy motherfucker. That's usually how that go, man. And when you go over and when you go overseas, it's just a different type of grass overseas. Actually, when you go overseas, man, as far as the politics is concerned, it's some countries is worse than being in America. The politics. It's based on my experience. The only difference is it's easier to get caught up in these other countries. I give you an example. There's some people I know they ain't never been to jail in America. And when they go to these other countries, they go to jail with the quickness. They go to jail with the quickness. It's because they did not know the politics. And a lot of these other countries, they look at you like an ATM machine, man. So the good news is if you have any problems in these other countries, you can pay your way out. But that price tag is going to be high as a motherfucker. I'm telling you. That you're going to have to pay a lot to get up out of that shit, boy. That's the bad news. Good news or bad news. It just depends on if you got the money, okay. You get your little lawyer, you get your little attorney over there. Whoever you got to pay to get out of that shit. Get them that money, you keep it pushing. Now, another thing you have to realize is you're a foreigner. Everybody is working against you. God damn. Everybody's working against you. The police, the attorney, the judge. Everybody in law enforcement is working against you. You're the foreigner. Keep that in mind. And that's never going to change. You're the American foreigner. I mean, that's very important that you know that. This is why you don't want to make no enemies when you go overseas or go to any of these countries. You don't want no problem with nobody. Try to avoid that at all costs because it's not going to end up well for you. It's not going to end up. You're not going to win. The girl knows she can get on the phone and call the cops and make up a cockamania story. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to give her the benefit of the doubt. She knows this. So you don't, even if you, look, I remember like years ago when I was in this is in the 90s. I told a story before. When I went to Thailand, I'm in the Navy at the time. We pulled into Thailand, right? It was Pattaya Beach. And I met this Thai girl. Hey, we kicking it. You know, I'm shopping game. I'm kicking game. You know, I'm talking that talk. I'm feeling myself. I had that drink in me too, you know. I had that drink in me, man. You know what I'm saying? So, I was flowing. So I was like, yo, why don't you show me around? I never been here before. Why did I say that? That was a mistake when I said I'd never been here before. Oh, that was a mistake, you know. So she said, okay, yeah, that's cool. We can hang out or whatever. So she was taking me around the town, basically. And we were hanging out. We hung out all day. And we end up getting a hotel room. And hey, we did our thing. We did what grown folks do. You know, we smash. That's how they like to say it today, right? And the next day, it wasn't even the next day. It was like 3 in the morning, something like that. This chick she was like, hey, I'm about to leave. You got to give me money. I was like, what? For what? I spent the whole day with you. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Hey man, I thought you liked me. You a prostitute or something? She was like, no, but I got bills to pay. I'm like, huh? So, I'm not the type of person that trick off. Never have, never will. So I was like, okay, I got to go get it. So I remember there was an ATM machine downstairs in the hotel, right? So I said, hey, I got to I'm going to go downstairs. So I got dressed, left the hotel room, never came back. I dipped on her. I dipped on that broad, man. Come on, man. You can't play me like that. Yeah, nah, man. You ain't gonna play me like that. That's what I thought. Anyway, you know. So, I think this was like we had one more day left before we pulled out, right? So the next day, when I left the hotel room, I went back to the ship because I like, I knew better. So the next day, I didn't leave the ship at all. Now my friends was like, yo, hey, that broad was looking for you, bro. She said you owe her money. I said, yeah, I dipped out on her, bro. She tried to play me, man. I don't get down like that. And this older guy was like, he was ranked high over me at the time. He was like, yo, can't be dipping out on women like that, bro. That'd get you killed over here. He said, so I explained to him what happened. I was like, yo, man, she tried to play me, man. She was acting like she was a regular girl, but she turned out to be, I guess, something like a working girl. You know what I'm talking about? And he was like, yeah, I hear you, man. But sometimes, man, you got to charge that shit to the game, give her $20, $30 and keep it pushing, brother. But he said that shit'll get you killed out here, man. Don't do that. So I said, man, I never even thought about it like that. So, hey, I kept, I kept that in mind. And that actually happened to me again, a second time. When I was in Dubai. It happened a second time. I'm like, not again, man. God damn. And I remember what that older gentleman told me. I gave him a little 40, $50, and I just kept it pushing because I didn't want to make any enemies. I didn't want to get in no bullshit with nobody. So I'm like, yo, I'm just take that shit. Even though she played me, but I'm saying it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to charge that shit to the game and learn from what happened and keep it moving. Now, see, I say all that to say that happened to me because I didn't know. I didn't know how women, men and women, get down over there in these other countries. If somebody was around to tell me, that would have never happened. And see, that never happened to me when I was here in America. Never. I've never been confused about what type of girl a woman is over here in America. That only happened to me in other countries. So to say that you don't have to have game, like a lot of these guys be saying, I disagree with that. Now, game is just let's talk about what game is. Game is just strategy, a way of doing things. That's all it is. It has very little to do with women. Game is just strategy, a way of getting things done. That's all it is. Now, a lot of people have prostituted the word or phrase. They've prostituted it and made it seem like it's some trick. Oh, you just play on the person's weakness and manipulate the person. That ain't what game is, man. That ain't what no game is, man. Game is just strategy and getting stuff done. Game. A lot of these people be making it seem like there'd be a run game on them, just trick them, manipulate them, or rob them. No, man, that ain't what we talking about. Nah, man, they on some other shit. I don't know what that is, what they talking about. But how I was raised, it didn't go down like that. I learned game from my parents. My parents taught me game, man. I didn't learn out in no street. Shit. I don't know what these guys and girls are talking about, man. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm from a different time. Yeah, life is game, living and learn. Yeah, my mom used to tell me life is a game all the time. My mom used to tell me that all the time. Life is a game. And my dad used to tell me, in his own little version. He had a different version. It doesn't. Everywhere you go, life is like a stage. I think that's what Shakespeare said. Life is like a stage. And based on your move is how you're going to get played or not get played. That's what it is. If you make the wrong move, you might get played. You have to know who you're dealing with. You have to know your enemies, know the parasites. It's like playing chess. You got to know the kings, the queens, the pawns. You have to know who you're dealing with out here. That's what it is. I wrote about this in my book, Love Can't Wait. I said, see, I changed the game. I flipped the game. I changed the game. First, you learn the game. Wait a minute. What the hell is that? Okay, first you learn the game. You play the game, and you become the game. So what that means is once you become the game, it becomes a lifestyle. It's not like a one-trick pony or some shit like that. It's not like something it's not like going to college and you graduate. No, there's no end game. There's no end game. You either get better or worse. That's what it is. No end game. You always learning. Learn or you die. You're moving forward or you're moving backwards. Just smash the like button. You moving forward or you moving backwards? That's what it is. Anyone wants to come on? Join. I'm gonna put the link in here. The conversation. Either you're growing or you're dying, man. That's what it is. If you got a question, man, just hit the link in the chat. That's what it is, man. You know, it's no. A lot of guys out here, they think that everybody's just like them. They think that, hey, if I got good morals, if I treat people right, they should reciprocate. No, that's a naive way of thinking. No, you got to teach women to treat you. You got to teach them how to treat you. And if they get disrespectful, you got to cut them off. Plan to get rid of them. It's just like working a job. Let's say you work a job and the job has become a very unsafe, toxic environment. You can't tolerate it no more because of the management, the supervisor, the coworker, whoever, right? It's pretty much things gone too far. If that's the case, it's time for you to go. You gotta find another job. If that's the case, so relationships are the same. It's a job. Treat the relationship the same as a job. Treat your relationships like a business. It's the same idea. You gotta live and learn. Joe Public. You got to live and learn. Yeah, I remember that song. Yeah. I used to like that song, man. You got you gotta if somebody's being, you can kind of feel if shit is gonna get disrespectful before the person becomes disrespectful. Everyone has worked a job around somebody that was like that. If you've been working a job for at least 10, 15 years, you've had a job where you've seen somebody being mistreated, disrespected, and you, having more experience than them, you kind of knew. Where the shit was gonna go. That this person is going too far. They're taking it too far. And when it gets that way, it's time to go. It's time to cut it off. Find a new job, cut that person off, and keep it pushing. Some relationships just runs a course, man. It's nothing else. There's nothing else to learn. Nothing else to do with this person. Maybe that woman, she can't, maybe you've taught her everything you could. And she realized that. And it's time to just move on. And maybe she realizes that. And that's okay. But there's no need to get disrespectful, though. But you got some man-hating women out here now. Keep that in mind. You got some man-hating women. Ooh. Some of these women don't know if they want to be with a man or a woman sometimes. Confused. And you can tell some women, you know, she ain't into no guys like that. Now, you might not know what she's into, but some of these women you can look at, she ain't into no man like that. She ain't attracted to no guys. You can look at her and tell. She might say she like guys, but look at how she look. It's nothing about her a guy's gonna be attracted to. She looking like Huggy Bear and shit. Come on, man. Come on, man. Look, I know some guys that don't got no standards. Yeah, we already know that. But for the most part, some of these women, you be like, oh, no, ain't no guy gonna take her. No guy in his right mind gonna take her serious. Oh, he'll smash, but he ain't gonna take her serious. Facts. He said, you better treat your relationships like a job. If you're slacking, you get a few warnings, but if you continue to not change, you get fired and replaced. Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Look, you should treat your life like a business. Sometimes, man, it ain't personal all the time. It ain't personal all the time. And see, here's the thing. You should expect to get some pushback. You should expect to get some pushback. Women will try to shame you, make you feel bad. Like, why? You're so shallow. You all in the looks. And I'm like, wait a minute. You're shallow too. Why the standards is high? Why the standards is low for you? Like from her point of view, her standards for me is high. She expects a lot out of me, right? But when it comes to me, towards her, oh yeah, the standards are low. She's like, oh, it ain't the same thing. Oh hell no, it ain't. Shit, I don't like no fat bitch. Get up out of here. Your stomach sticking out like you pregnant when you ain't pregnant. Oh no, man, I can't do it. And you shallow. Yeah, I am shallow. Yeah, most guys are shallow. Most guys, what we see is very powerful for us. That's what it is. That's who we are. And that's never going to change. We've been conditioned to be this way for the most part. You know, I mean, that's who we are. But see, when we have some standards, first we have a bad reputation anyway of not having standards. You know, so a lot of that I think a lot of that has psychologically has to do with these other women. You know, they'll see that and they'll be like, oh, I can, I don't have to do all that over there. You know, it's that way thing. And when they come over here and when they run into a guy that demand standards, certain level of integrity, they'll be like, oh, wait a minute. You can't have it both ways. Yes, I can. Yeah, I can't have it both ways. Yeah. Yeah, there's a woman out here right now that wouldn't have a problem with what I'm talking about right now. So you're gonna run into it. So expect to get some type of pushback. Yeah. You ever notice? This has probably been happening to you. This has been happening to me almost all my life. When you're trying, forget if you're trying to do it. If you're doing it, or if you've done it, or if you consistently doing it, you ever notice there's a lot of negativity and pushback? I don't care what it is. It don't matter if it's positive or negative. When it comes to us, you ever notice, man, there's a lot of negativity, bro. You ever notice that? And meanwhile, the other buddy over there, you got old Eric over there, Eric and Jamie and Jose and what's the other fellas over there? Uh Bob. They can do the same thing I did. Congratulations. I don't get no congratulations. You ever notice that? And this is on the job. This is maybe people you socialize with. Y'all might not necessarily be friends, but y'all cordial with each other. There's a lot of negativity. I know I ain't the only one that have experienced that. And it never stops. It just keep going. Only here in America, though. Only here in America. Now, of course, there's there's a small group of people around me. They salute me, of course, but that ain't the majority. That's all I'm saying. Would you trick if you had no other option to get sex? Probably not. That's just not my thing. I'm not saying anything wrong with it. That's just not me, Paul. I asked a young chick last week, when are you expecting? She said, I'm not pregnant. God damn, I had to turn around and say, you're still cute. I didn't mean no harm. Oh, that's funny. Hey, you know what? I did the same thing this couple years ago. I made the same mistake as you did, man. I thought this woman was pregnant. Nah, that's just how big her stomach was. God damn, man. I felt bad, man. Oh, shit. I felt bad, man. For saying that. I said, oh, shit. And you know what? I said it. I might have been at work when I said that too, man. It's like 9-10 years ago when I said it, man. I think I was at work when I said that shit. And I was like, oh, man. I didn't really know what to say to. I don't know what to say to clean that up, man. Like, oh, man. Oh, my bad. Damn. And my coworker, he heard me too. And he started laughing and giggling even before she responded back. He was laughing and giggling because he knew she wasn't pregnant. I'm like, oh, man. Shit. Hey, man, it happens. It happened, man. Yeah, smash the like button. It happens, man. But I tell you what, man. When I go to other countries, I like to try to connect with local people. People that's don't really hang around the tourist area like that. Or maybe they do business in the tourist area, but they don't really hang out there. You know what I mean? I like to try to get around the local people as quick as possible if I can. You know, I tried to. You know, and then you know it's gonna be a language barrier because I don't speak no other languages. So I try to understand a little bit of the language, regardless of what the language is, whether it's Spanish, Japanese, you know. I try to understand as much as possible. You know, I'm actually learning Spanish now. You know, I understand more now than I did. Well, no, I'll take that back. No, see, when I was in the Navy, I used to hang around Mexicans. So I picked up quite a bit of Spanish when I was in the Navy. Well, if I think about how much I remember now, how much I know now compared to back then, no, I was way better back then. And that's because I was around them all the time, though. See, that makes a big difference. Now, I might be around Spanish speaking people, but I don't talk to them. I don't have a chance to talk to them all the time. See, when I was in the Navy, I used to talk to Mexicans every day. We used to work together, hang out together, you know? So that makes a big difference. So it's much easier when you immerse yourself and you're around people that are, you know, speaking another language that you want to learn. I try to do that as fast and quick as possible when I go to these other countries. And I try to get away from the tourist areas. The tourist areas, usually the prices are inflated. They jack the prices up. You paying sometimes two, three, four times more than whatever, you know. So I try to get away from the tourist areas, man, because I already know what it is. I already know what it is. Just like if there's a beach, there's like a tourist beach, and then there's the local beach. The locals, a lot of the local people don't hang out at the tourist beach. I mean, this is almost everywhere you go. It's like this. There's the tourist beach, and then there's the local beach. Everywhere I've been, I've experienced that. So I want to go where the locals hang out at, where they go out, what bars they go to, what clubs they go to, what beach they go to, what parties they go to. And then once you get to know the locals, you're gonna be exposed to a whole different side of wherever you at. It's like they'll expose you to a whole different world, especially once you um start learning more of the language. That's usually how that go, man. But having street smarts is very important. Having street smarts is very important, man. Don't let nobody fool you. It ain't all good everywhere you go. It ain't all good over here. So why would you assume that it's gonna be all good everywhere, any place else. That's a naive way of thinking. Some of these damn countries, man, they have very strict laws, bro. God damn. Places like Australia, man, they're strict as hell over there. The laws are very strict. Plus, Australia is a commonwealth. Keep that in mind. Just like Virginia is a commonwealth. Keep Massachusetts a commonwealth. Connecticut, if I'm not mistaken, Connecticut is a commonwealth. Correct me if I'm wrong. Connecticut is a commonwealth, if I'm not mistaken. Massachusetts, Virginia, Australia, the commonwealth, man, is strict as hell. If you get in trouble, they'll put you under the jail. They make it very difficult for you to get out of the trouble. So a lot of these countries are very strict, bro. I mean, god damn. And they don't care if you from America. I don't care nothing about that shit. Like, what? Who cares? We got you. That's all we know. And this is what you got to do to get out of this. You got to pay us. And attorneys, if you hire an attorney, man, let me tell you something. You're going to have to put up some money, bro. I've heard people putting up $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 to get out of jail in these countries, man. I'm telling you, it ain't like here in America. And no such thing ain't no fair trial even. What? What are you talking about? We want money. Fair trial and all that nonsense. What? What are you talking about? We make the rules over here. This is why it's very important to know people that's local. The local people, they know people. They know these cops, attorneys, and judges. If they don't know them, they can pick up the phone and call somebody that do. See, it's good to have friends before you need them in these places. It's good to have friends before you need them. You know? But see, you have a lot of people online, they'll make it seem like, hey, man, you can just go over there by yourself and you're good to go. How the hell you know? Just because you did that and that worked out for you, how the hell you know it's going to work for me? I don't even tell you that. I've never said that to anybody. What I've said to people is this. This is what I did, and this might work for you. But I never say, hey, do what I did. You should be all right. It'll work for you. No, I've never said that shit. I don't even, in my books, in any of my videos, any of my content, I've never said that. What I've said is this. This is what I did. This has been proven to work for most people. And it might work for you if you try it. That's what I've said. But you have people that are willing to sell you a dream. They'll say, hey, just follow these steps, 1, 2, 3. And it'll work for you. If it don't work, it's on you. It's your fault. See, it's that type of nonsense that people willing to sell you on. They're lying to you. And some of these people, they know better. They know they're lying to you. They know better. And some of these people that are telling you this I know who they are. I know them. They know who I am too. Some of these people that are telling you this, they know who I am. If they don't know me personally, they know of me through other people. So a lot of people online are lying to people. There's a lot of lies being thrown around out here. If you don't have street smarts, you go along with a lot of that bullshit. And then you get yourself jammed up. Might even get yourself killed. Just like you got some of these dudes, man, will go to these other countries and start investing money in all kind of shit. They'll start buy a brand new condo, house, or whatever. Then they'll buy a restaurant. Then I'm like, yo, bro, you moving too fast, bro. But check this out. Why do you think he moved fast like that? There's a good chance somebody probably told him that it was okay. There's a good chance somebody might have told him that he was okay. So he's leaving America, going to another country with that cutthroat mentality. And he thinks he's protected. He thinks he can get away with it. Because here in America, that cutthroat mentality where these investors go in and buy up all the damn land and property and start kicking people out their homes, or trying to buy them out their homes, or kicking them out the projects. You don't even know these people most of the time. 9 times out of 10, you don't know who they are, but you just know the name of the company or the real estate company or whatever. And you go, and this same individual go to these other countries, or they might send somebody over there to do the same thing, and it don't work like that. You get a lot of pushback. There's a good chance they saw somebody else or heard somebody do the same thing, and they tried it, and it don't go, and it don't end up that well. They usually get set up. The whole thing usually is a setup from day one. The owner sets you up. The owner, the person who you selling, that's supposed to be quote who you supposed to be buying the property from, he's setting you up. He's setting you up from day one. Because 9 times out of 10, as soon as you transfer the money to the owner, he's gonna be trying to find. He's gonna call up his buddies and try to find a way to knock you off. And as soon as you get whacked, knocked off, the property goes back to him. So he got the money and the property back. Because if you gone, you ain't no citizen over there. The laws are set up in a lot of these other countries, man. Well, first off, it's hard for a foreigner to own anything. It really is. If you get knocked off, a lot of these countries, the property goes back to the owner. That's usually how that goes. Now, if you start a corporation, that's a different story. But a lot of these dudes they ain't starting no corp. They ain't starting no company. They just purchasing the company as a person. But if you do it like that, and something ever happened to you, the owner gonna get the property back. So he got the property back and he got your money. And if you think your kids or your wife or your family member is gonna go leave America and go to another country and try to figure out what's going on with the business that you bought or the condo that you bought. If you think your family members is going to another country to claim the property, I got a bridge in Georgetown, South Carolina you can jump off of. They ain't going over there. They ain't going nowhere. They're too damn comfortable over here. But if you would have known that, you have to know it before you have to know what it is before you get into these different environments. You have to know it. Almost nobody's going to tell you. Almost nobody's going to tell you. And the stuff I'm talking of right now, I've never heard nobody talk about it. I've never heard nobody talk about it. Yeah, they talk about it behind the scenes. Oh, yeah. I ain't never heard nobody talk about it. I never heard nobody talk about it. Where they at? If you heard somebody talk about it, send me a video of them talking about it. As a matter of fact, tell them to contact me. We can talk about it together. I've never heard nobody really talk about it. Not really. Oh, sure. They'll tell you how it is when you go to these countries when it comes to meeting the girls or talking to the girls. Yeah, they'll tell you about that. They'll say, hey, man, I had a good experience when I went to Brazil or when I went to Colombia, when I went to Peru, when I went to Mexico. Oh, it was great. I like it there. The girls are feminine. They treat me nice. I had a good time. You know, I spent 2 weeks over there, a month, 6 months, whatever. Oh, they'll tell you all of that. They'll tell you all the good stuff. They act like nothing bad happened, nothing negative happened. That's bullshit, man. That's bullshit. I've never been to a place in my life where everything was like flawless, perfect. Nothing happened that I didn't like. That's not real life, bro. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. This ain't no fantasy world. That's that fantasy world. That's what Hollywood sold you. Hollywood sold you that dream. That doesn't work like that. Everything is perfect. You don't have to worry about anything. The girl, she'll take care of you. What? You want me to rely on a woman that I don't even know? I just met her yesterday. I met her 2 days ago. And you want me to rely on her? Come on, man. That's crazy. That's that naive, crazy way of thinking. I met her 2 days ago. And I'm supposed to trust her with my livelihood? Are you crazy? Come on, man. Now, look, I get it. I'm trying to get to know her. I got intuition. I know when some shit ain't right. I got that. If something ain't right, I'm out of there, of course. But don't tell me that I have to depend on her. And I just met her yesterday. And she's supposed to do the right thing. Are you crazy? Do I look like a fool? What type of fool do I look to you? You crazy. This is the craziness people are saying online, man. This is the craziness people say online. Well, hey, man, I'm about to bounce. I didn't plan on being on here that long. It's been an hour and 5 minutes. Like, share the video. Hey, hit the and oh yeah, hit the Cash App. Hit the Cash App on your way out, man. You know, I've said some things in this live broadcast tonight. I know you never heard it before. You never heard nobody talk like this before. But I've traveled the world, like literally. I've been a lot of these places that a lot of people talk about. Now I've never been to South America. I've been furthest I've ever been is Mexico. Well, no, Guatemala is the furthest I've ever been. But that's the farthest south I've been is Guatemala. So I've been in a lot of these places. A lot of these guys talk. I've been to Thailand, Australia, Korea, Hawaii, Guam, Japan, uh, Thailand. I've been a lot of these places. Dubai. I've been a lot of these places. Canada. I've traveled all around America. You know, so I can talk about my experiences in a lot of these countries, and I've been around all different types of people from all walks of life. So I know what it is out here. And the stuff that people are telling you online, that's not what it is, man, out here, man. You know. And once you go get out there and experience for yourself, you'll see what I'm talking about. Ain't no damn there's nothing perfect out here. There's no perfect place. You're gonna have to make it the way you want it, regardless of where you decide to live at or visit. It is what it is. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.